first, defence matters. And I want to start with a speech Donald Trump gave to a weekend rally in South Carolina, where he recalled a conversation he had with an unnamed NATO member and what he would let Russia do to them. Have a listen.
One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. You got to pay your bills.
Well, the response from NATO has been swift, with the head of NATO saying Trump's putting the lives of US and allied troops at risk. Joining me now, senior analyst at the Australian Strategic Policy Institute, Malcolm Davis. Well, Malcolm, I have to say, regardless of your views about Trump, and I do think he's absolutely right to be pushing NATO to pull its financial weight. It's supposed to fund defence in Europe. It relies too heavily on America. I'm with him on all of that. This is a worrying sign, perhaps, of a new American isolationism, though, if Trump is to win. How do you see it?
Look, I would agree with you, Peter. I think that what you've seen over the weekend is Donald Trump essentially indicating that he fully intends to betray NATO's most important element of its charter, Article 5, which says an attack on one is an attack on all. And at the same time, he's indicated that he fully supports Russia attacking NATO states. That, to me, is a gross betrayal of NATO's trust, and it should be sending warning signals flashing bright scarlet red around the world about Donald Trump's intentions, not just in regards to NATO, but in terms of the US relationship with other key allies in the Indo-Pacific, such as Japan, South Korea, and Australia. And so I think that we should be extremely worried about Trump's actions and words here.
And of course, if he doesn't win, you've got an increasingly concerning Joe Biden running for another term in the White House. I don't think he scares anyone around the world. And then here at home, you think that would make us redouble our efforts to be ready in the case of concerns, at least in our region, perhaps beyond. But more reports today about this escalating rift between the Defence Minister, Richard Marles, his office, and his own Defence Department. These are today in the Australian Financial Review. We know it was the Australian over the weekend. Talk about a closed-door meeting late last year between Marles and his secretary, Greg Moriarty, who I know well, regard him well, Chief of Defence Force Angus Campbell. The meeting has been described by some as uncomfortable, and one former senior defence bureaucrat off the record who was there said Marles doesn't respect them, and they sure as hell don't respect him. I mean, is this relationship gone beyond the point of repair?
Look, I think that we are in the most dangerous strategic environment since the Second World War. I put a tweet out on the weekend essentially saying this is 1937 in 2024. And it's incumbent on both the Minister and also the chiefs of the Department of Defence to work together as a team in this very dangerous and dire strategic environment where we are, I think, in a pre-war situation akin to the 1930s, to work together to bring defence capability into service as quickly as possible. And that's not happening. We're not seeing progress being made on key capability decisions coming out of the Defence Strategic Review from last year. We're moving too slowly, we are just drifting along, and there's no leadership on either side. There's no responsibility. And I would add, it's not just about Marles or the top-level bureaucrats in defence. Albanese needs to take some leadership here and get things in hand. So this is a very worrying sign indeed.
We'll stay across it, Malcolm. Thank you for your time.